Hello guys, Gunpla is here. Today I'll be doing a review on the 23rd Real Grade, the Build Strike Gundam Full Package. This kit right here. I did a live build week not too long ago featuring this kit. So, I thought it would be a nice little surprise if I decided that I'd do a review on it. So, if you're thinking about purchasing this kit, first things first, you shouldn't be paying any more than $30 USD, including shipping if you're ordering online. If you're paying any more than that, you're pretty much paying too much. This is in my opinion. The kit difficulty, by the way, I have a kit difficulty guide in my about section. Guys, check it out. If you want to know more about how I grade kit difficulties, it's a lot more in the about section. Check it out. Back to it. Kit difficulty, I'll say is about a 3, which will put it at an intermediate. It has tight fitting pieces. It has a few small parts, tiny decals. It has the foil decals you have to be careful with. Just pretty much real grade standard. Alright, now let's get into the review. Now my reviews are based on 4 categories, including appearance, articulation, accessories, and stability. And then I give a final grade based on those 4 categories. We're first going to start on appearance. And as you can see, it's a really nice looking kit, especially when all paneled and you apply the decals to it. The build booster looks nice. Build booster looks nice. It's just the right amount of details. The yellow is off because I'm painting that at the moment, but this has been top coated. I put a flat top coat on it. There we go. I mean, both of them look really good. Decals look great. Proportions look good. One thing I don't like is I think the side skirts seem a little too long. It's kind of reminiscent of like God Gundam. Well, not God Gundam. His front skirts, not his side skirts. God Gundam's front skirts. Like I feel like they should go here because they're so long. Maybe trim them a little bit. And it's kind of hard to keep the armor flush because of the way that the leg is made and the way that the under part of the side skirt armor is made. So that's a small hindrance that I have for this kit. But otherwise, I think it looks good. Oh yeah, another thing I noticed is there is no eye camera sticker, which is this is the first time that you can see a little. I mean, it's cool. It's at least got a little shine. That's the clear part. They didn't give you a sticker this time, which is cool. You know, it's different. I've never had one without one, like I said, but it's cool. And here he is with the build booster on. As you can see, it looks really good when put together. And the foot comes off again. Talk about that later. Looks really good when put together. Like I said, I top coated the build booster. As you can see, the foil stickers look good on them. That's a good rendition of the Build Strike in real grade form. Really good appearance. Another gripe that I did not, let's see if I can Now, I'm not even going to try to get him to stand. I don't want him to fall. Another gripe that I forgot to mention that I didn't like about the appearance are these hands. These weird looking knuckle hands. They're the only ones like that. And they have like a little point right there. And I don't like the way they look compared to uh well, this is the backing of the other hands, like the real great hands and the trigger finger hand. That's the backing of it. As you can see, it's flat compared to this, which really doesn't look well when matched up, paired up. Put them both in the screen at the same time. With different sizes, it just don't look good. So I don't even use those hands. I use the real gray hands for the most part. But okay, back to the appearance. Based on all the factors that I've said, I think I'm gonna give this kit a 4.5 in the appearance department. It looks good, but there were a few things that do mess it up. But they were very minor. Focus it a little bit. I don't think 4.5 fits for this guy. They changed up a lot of the look of the build strike. Like they put the clear parts right here, which I think is cool. I put a sparkle glue on it just to make it look a little better. But yeah, 4.5 on the appearance. Next category we're going to cover is the articulation. Articulation is very important when building Gunpla. More articulation, the better. Sometimes, not so much, but most of the time, that's true. Okay, we're going to start from the top. We're going to work our way to the bottom. First up is the head. Let's clear it up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. It moves up and down. Has a pretty good degree of motion down. Yes. Took the head off. If you can get it above if you can get the neck in a certain position, you can spin the head completely around. Work down to move side to side a little bit. It's a really stable head. It's not like, I don't know if it was just my Wing Zero real grade, but his head was like super wobbly, like but this one's not like that. It'll stay where you want it. The arms, I'm gonna take the shoulders off. Arms come out they go about that far. Because this is on a ball joint, I don't like rotating them that much, so I'm just gonna do it real slow. But it does go. See, that's what I'm talking about. It does go around like that. Boom. And the arm swivels up here, right below the shoulder. You have your bend. It's a pretty good bend. This piece slides down a little bit. You have wrist movement. I can get it to move. Sometimes I have problems getting it to move, but sometimes it does move. Let's try it on this hand. Yeah, there we go. You can see it better on this hand. I probably just have to work that joint out a little bit more. And, you know, real great hands. If you dealt with real great hands before, you know what to expect. The waist moves side to side like that. Has a nice little ab crunch. But because the ab crunch is so loose, when you put the build booster on them and you try to lean them forward, he'll come back like that. So you have to be careful. The way they have them mounted, for the action base is pretty far along in the back. Usually I see them up front, but this one's in the back, so I think they're doing it as a support measure. When you put them on the action base, it works out a lot better. And waist can go about that far. I mean, if you fiddle with the skirts, you probably can get the twist all the way around. But I don't. You don't pose them like that, so I don't twist mine around like that. But I mean, it's good motion. The hip has this slide mechanism. Let's see if I can activate it. It's really weird. I don't like it. Come on. There it is. Let's see if y'all. I wonder if y'all can see it sliding. It's just you should be able to see this though. Yeah, bam. And it's weird when you put the build booster on them because sometimes he'll slide forward. But it depends on how far you have the hip slid down. And you can see a little bit of the mechanism a little better. How it is. Yeah, the skirt armor is on these little ball joints. It's kind of loose, so be careful when posing. The side skirt armor has limited motion, but you can move it back if you need access to the leg a little bit more for your posing. And bring it back. These twist around 360. Your front skirts move up and down as you would expect, and they're on the same kind of ball joint as the back skirt armor, and they're just as loose. The legs are on a ball joint, and because of that, and you see how loose it is, you're probably going to want to thicken up the ball joint a little bit with cement, just a little bit. But because of that, when he stands, he kind of slides because it's so loose. The foot comes off again. You'll probably see a lot of that during the video. But the leg, it moves about that far for the bend. And you can see that the knee separates into two pieces. You can see the joint, the insides of it, the interior. And of course you can put it back. Bam. The ankle has that's going to come off. The thing I'll talk about this in stability, but the ankle joint's right here. That's the ankle joint. It has good range of motion, but because of the way that this is pegged into the foot, this takes up the job of the ankle, and you're probably going to glue that part into the foot in order to have good use of the ankle joint. You see all the range of motion it has good range, up, down. So if you can get that worked out, you'll be good. Foot has the points about that far down and about that far up. And the ankle armor is attached to the foot. And for the build booster, you have the ability to move the wings up like that. Of course, you can fold them. You can't go down too far. Actually, you can't go down at all. But you can definitely go up. These, you move the guns. Guns have good range of movement. They're not on a ball joint though, for real. You can move them. As you can see, they move, but it's limited movement. it's not very much you're gonna do with it, but it's good because it doesn't make the guns go splaying to the side too much when you're putting them on the build strike. Um, that moves for the transformation. Matter of fact, we're gonna do a transformation. Just it's pretty smooth. Just bring this forward, drop that down, bring that forward, drop that down, turn these, bam, and you have the backpack version of the build booster. So I mean, articulation is good on it. It's real easy to transform it. It's no problem. All right. After showing off the articulation of the build strike itself as well as the build booster, I will say that it is time to grade the kit on articulation. My biggest problem with the articulation was the ball joints. I dislike ball joints on these size kits, especially ones where they have to hold up weapons and whatnot. And that waist mechanic I found a little weird. But everything else is nice on it. Arms work great. Leg spin nice. It's great movement. Build booster solid. So I'll say in the articulation department I'll give it a 4. On to accessories. Accessories are what you would expect from the Build Strike Gundam full package. You have your look at him. He's showing off his stuff. You have your I just gotta go back on him. Chobin shield. You have your it's the little beam pistol. I'll get this out right quick. There we go. You have your beam pistol. You can move that forward, and the barrel pokes out just barely. You can barely see it, but it's out there, and you can put this piece up here to make it a beam rifle, and push it back. The butt comes out, and like so. Build Strike is taking up the focus. There we go. Like so. You take that part off again. Oops, took the barrel off accidentally. Don't do that. And then you have your enhanced beam rifle. That goes on like so. Slide that piece in. You slide that up. Push it forward to lock it in. Bam. And you have your enhanced beam rifle. And they were nice enough to give you clear parts for this. This is not stickers like on the master grade. You get your beam sabers, which are on his hips. Get your blades, you get your 2 blades. Yeah. And that's about it. But the cool thing about this kit is that it comes with parts from the old strike reel grade, so you can use those parts for kit bashing. You know, free parts are always cool. So for accessories, he gets a solid 5. Bill Strike is covering his face because now we're talking about stability, which is his weakest point. This is this kid's weakest point. This is stability. Alright, so we're going to first show you all the things I was talking about earlier that we were going to talk about. This is that part. We're going to put this build booster on him. Alright, we have the build booster on this build strike now. And we would show you why stability is an issue in this kit. As you can see, I'm having problems posing him. He wants to go, because of that weird waist mechanic and these ball joints in the legs, he can't hold it up. Now, I've had times where I've held it up and he will immediately do the splits, or he would just fall. And I'm pretty good with standing my model kits up, because there was a long time that I didn't have action bases to pose my kits on. But as you can see, I'm having a lot of problems standing him up sans action base. Okay, I got him up, but he looks weird. As you can see, he's all kinds of limpy. He can hold it up, but you have to really fiddle with it. You have to make sure that those ball joints in the legs are a certain way. We're going to keep the build boost on for now. We're going to put the gun on. I'm going to use the real great hands for the gun. Actually, no. I'm going to go ahead and put these hands on it, just for the review. Get them up there. Come on. That's one thing about these hands. You got to thread the front part through, or else it's not going to fit because of the way that it is. A lot of people were having problems with that I've seen. And then you connect the other part of the hand. Bam. Oops. I'm gonna get better with this review thing. This is my first review. Bear with me, guys. Haha. This is one of my biggest problems with kits, are they're not being able to hold up their weapons. Watch this. Meow. Meow. That's a big gripe of mine. Now, I don't know why Bondi decided to resort back to these ball joints, because they had some pretty good joints going on until this. I didn't think they would go back. This kit's definitely a step forward and 2 steps backwards. It introduces some pretty cool things, but the problems of the old kits are existing still, you know. As you saw earlier, the skirt armor isn't as tight as you would want it to be. It comes out a lot just from fiddling with it. That's a problem. And it's out again. The foot. The foot. They connect the way that this piece is connected into the foot. You just plug it in there, which makes the actual ankle joint useless. It's like, you can see, but you can see that I'm moving it. So that's the actual ankle joint right there. But when you try moving the foot, the peg comes out of the hole and the foot drops off, and that happens like 80% of the time when I'm trying to move the leg. And it's such a gripe of mine. And I just did something. Oh. I just dropped some. This thing's just falling apart on me right now. But I lost my train of thought. Yeah, they should have did a better job of doing this. Definitely. I'm going to end up gluing mine. But you shouldn't have to glue. You shouldn't have to mod your kits. That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't have to mod them so they can act right. And this kit loses a lot of points in the stability. As you can see, it's not stable. You saw the parts that just lost. All these parts are lost already. I'm surprised the other foot hasn't dropped off. Let me not speak that up. But because of the stability issues, I'm going to give the stability a 3.5. Okay, so we gave the appearance of the kit a 4.5, the articulation a 4, accessories a 5, and stability a 3.5, which will give the kit a grade of a B. This kit took me 18 hours to build. Like I said, I did this during my live build week. I really appreciate those who did tune in. And afterthoughts. It's not a bad kit. It's a nice addition to the Real Grade lineup. There's a few things they should have worked on that should not have been in this kit, but what are you going to do? Just got to hope that Bandai doesn't make the mistake of using these ball joints again, because that really hurt this kit's score. Again, this is Jay, the Gunpla Maniac. I really appreciate you guys tuning in for my first review. And stay tuned for more on the channel.